Cars cruise past, relics of a bygone era, the vibrant energy of the 80s. The cars driving through town, windows rolled down blasts iconic 80s music. The scene is a vibrant snapshot of retro culture. Gerard's video store beckons, a portal to cinematic nostalgia. Inside Gerard's video, a vibrant haven for movie lovers. The shelves overflow with VHS tapes, each promising a cinematic adventure. John stands at his desk, watching the customers pass through. Amidst the colorful chaos, Keith, a young video store clerk, organizes the tapes, his mullet and Gerard's t-shirt proclaiming his cinematic allegiance. Each tape holds a story, a world waiting to be discovered, carefully placed on the overflowing shelves. The store pulses with the promise of untold stories, a sanctuary for those seeking escape and adventure. Keith's dedication to the store is a testament to the power of movies, a world he reveres and protects. The door swings open as Earl ambles into Gerard's video, his relaxed manner a stark contrast to the store's cluttered aisles. He navigates the labyrinthine aisles with a casual ease, his destination set, the shadowy realm of horror. Reaching the horror section, he pauses, his fingers trailing along the spines of the VHS tapes, each title a potential thrill. His eyes scan the shelves, searching for a hidden gem, a forgotten nightmare waiting to be unleashed. In Gerard's video, Earl moves with intent toward Keith. Earl gets closer, his shadow looming over Keith as he prepares to speak. Earl leans in, his voice a low rumble as he poses the question. "Hey man, what's the scariest movie you think is in this store?" The question hangs in the air, the atmosphere thick with anticipation and a hint of dread. Inside Gerard's video, Keith stops, lost in thought. Keith, with a thoughtful expression, probes, "Scariest? That's tough. There are so many great ones," he continues. "Gore? Psychological terror?" He pauses, then asks, "Supernatural frights?" Earl stands, a sign of interest overcomes him. It's a test to see how much a horror movie fan Keith really is. John leans in, tells Earl to take it easy on the kid. "What movie do you think is the scariest movie in this store, Keith?" Earl demands, his eyes gleaming with anticipation. Something that'll make someone afraid to turn off the lights. John interrupts. "Earl, we do not have any family videos of you growing up." Inside Gerard's video, the fluorescent lights buzz above endless rows of VHS tapes. Amidst the towering stacks, a question echoes. All right. How about The Evil Dead?" The question hangs in the air, challenging the silence of the video store. As Keith looks down the numerous horror movie aisles, they are the biggest section in the store. Each tape whispers stories of horror and suspense. The questioner awaits an answer, patience wearing thin. Keith looks up and down the aisles. Inside Gerard's video, rows of VHS tapes fill every wall, a symphony of cinematic memories. Behind the counter, Earl immerses himself in the lurid pages of Fangoria magazine, oblivious to the world outside. Earl walks down the horror movie aisles, a critical eye assessing the gore and spectacle. He talks about his favorite horror movie, Street Trash. Picking up another horror movie magazine that he took in from his collection with a dismissive tone, Earl declares, "Evil Dead? Classic, but not that scary. Too much slapstick for me." His words hang in the air, a challenge to anyone who dares question his horror expertise. Keith stands amidst towering shelves, overwhelmed by a sea of VHS tapes, talks about some horror movies he watched with his father and Uncle Jimmy. Lost in thought, he ponders his choice, the weight of cinematic history pressing down on him. A flicker of inspiration crosses his face as he wonders aloud. "Okay, how about Halloween?" The question hangs in the air, unanswered, as the camera lingers on the vast selection of horror films. Amidst the towering stacks of films, a lone figure, Earl, stands contemplating the selection. Earl expresses his opinion. "Halloween is good, don't get me wrong," he elaborates, noting that it's more suspenseful than outright terrifying. The hum of the fluorescent lights fills the air as Earl considers his next cinematic choice. Inside Gerard's video, Keith's curiosity deepens, his gaze intense as he seeks a glimpse of vulnerability. A question hangs in the air, probing. "So how about Madman?" The video store fades into the background as Keith's focus sharpens, his eyes searching for an answer. In the quiet of the store, Keith waits, his question echoing in the space between them. His voice, soft yet persistent, cuts through the silence, demanding honesty. The video store's colorful shelves contrast with the serious intensity of Keith's question. Gerard's video, a labyrinth of VHS tapes and DVDs under the hum of fluorescent lights. Earl, lost in thought, peruses the horror section. Agrees Madman is a true horror movie classic. He muses aloud. Me, I saw them all Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street. Hellraiser. And yet I ponder all the time, what is the scariest movie? Earl continues, drawing inspiration from a classic. Like The Shining. A customer who overhears Keith and Earl's conversation mentions The Exorcist being his favorite horror movie. Earl, a man radiating ennui, stands guard behind the rental counter. With a dismissive tone, Earl declares, The Exorcist is disturbing, sure, but it's also a lot of dialogue. He concludes that the effects are some of the greatest, though. Inside Gerard's video, rows of VHS tapes of the horror movie aisles are nostalgic maze. He gestures wildly, eyes gleaming with passionate conviction. Keith argues, mostly dialogue? That's part of its charm. It's raw. It's visceral. His words hang in the air, a defiant cry against the relentless march of progress. Amid the nostalgia, Keith and Earl converse near the new releases. Keith, surrounded by film history, ponders his next choice. Keith shifts his focus, considering, okay, new angle. What about Alien? The shelves seem to whisper stories of other worlds and classic scares. Gerard's video is a labyrinth of tapes, a sanctuary for cinema's darkest tales. Earl stands, his face etched with a hunger for fear. Alien is sci-fi horror. What I am talking about is unadulterated terror. His words echo the store's silent challenge, a quest for the ultimate scare. He thinks a film to transcend nightmare, to touch the raw nerve of fear itself. The promise of true horror hangs heavy in the air, waiting to be unleashed. Inside Gerard's video, the fluorescent lights cast a stark glow as Keith stacks VHS tapes, the hum of the lights mingling with the lively debate on horror films. The air buzzes with the beeps of the cash register and the rustle of plastic cases, punctuating the ongoing discussion as Keith pauses to assist a customer. The debate rages on, never truly stopping, as Keith gestures emphatically, holding an old toy he found on a shelf, and he suggests Friday the 13th to Earl. The fluorescent lights hum louder, mirroring the heightened energy of the debate, as Keith shelves the horror classic, his passion for film evident. The evening settles in, casting long shadows across the aisles. Amidst towering stacks of VHS tapes, Keith and Earl engage in a heated debate. Earl stands firm, his expression unwavering as he counters Keith's arguments. The store remains quiet, save for the echoes of their voices amidst the towering stacks of tapes. John looks on, wondering how this debate is going to end. Inside Gerard's video, rows of VHS tapes stand like silent sentinels in the dim light, their shadows stretching across the room. Keith is standing amidst the towering stacks, holding a worn-out copy of Psycho, as if it holds the weight of cinematic history. Keith's voice echoes through the aisles, a question hanging in the air. All right, last shot. Psycho? The camera focuses on the Psycho VHS tape in Keith's hand, the cover art hinting at the horror within. The fluorescent lights cast a harsh glow over Gerard's video, illuminating rows upon rows of VHS tapes. John awaits with a smirk on his face. Earl stands watch behind the counter, a fortress of stacked movies surrounding him. Earl, a bastion of cinematic knowledge, declares, Psycho is brilliant, but it's more of a thriller than a horror movie, really. The shelves stretch into the distance, each tape a potential gateway to another world. The fluorescent lights of Gerard's video cast a sterile glow, highlighting the towering shelves of VHS tapes that overwhelm the space. Keith's despair is palpable as he stands amidst the towering shelves of horror movies. The hum of fluorescent lights fills the air as Keith, defeated, finally speaks. In a moment of utter surrender, Keith asks, I give up. What's the scariest and best horror movie, in your opinion? Amidst the towering stacks, Earl stands sentinel behind the counter, bathed in the eerie glow of the security monitor. Earl's eyes gleam with passion as he declares, For me, it's The Thing. The paranoia, the practical effects, the sheer dread. It's perfect. His words echo through the aisles, a testament to the timeless allure of cinematic dread. Gerard's video hums with the glow of fluorescent lights, rows of VHS tapes lining the walls. Keith, a young man with a friendly face, stands behind the counter, ready to assist. Earl, a thoughtful man, is in front of the counter, considering his choices. Keith's eyes widen in excitement as Earl makes his selection. The Thing. You know what? I can't argue with that. It's a masterpiece. Earl confirms, all right, The Thing. And maybe The Exorcist, for old time's sake. Keith grins, sealing the deal. Good choices and I agree. The Thing is a true classic, but you are right about one thing. Street trash is awesome.